Here's the big problem about fights at work. We tend to, because we're at work and wanting to seem businessy or super smart, we tend to have those fights focusing on facts and rebutting and debating and knocking down other people's facts and building up our own wall of facts. But you know what? Facts don't solve fights anywhere. So if you are into a conflict at work, stop going after people's facts. Stop rebutting. Well, actually, I have a study that shows that it's not 73% this, it's 22%. It's not going to work. It's just going to make people feel more defensive. They're going to go looking for other things that they can put into that brick wall they're building, the brick wall of facts that are trying to shut you out. And the reason that they're trying to shut you out is because they're actually fighting about something much more deep-seated, much more important to them. They got treasure buried in the castle. That wall is simply there to protect it. So your task is to listen extremely carefully and to different things to help you figure out what is the treasure buried behind the wall that they are protecting. That's how you're going to figure out what the fight is actually about and how to solve it. So what you do is you don't listen to the facts and information, or at least just, give a third of your brain to listening to facts and information. The next thing you want to do is listen for feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotions come out, of course, sometimes in pitch and tone and volume, sometimes in facial expressions or body language, but they can also come out in the choice of words. If somebody starts dialing up the absolutes, you always, they never, those are signs that they're getting emotional. If they start slapping adjectives all over the place, this is so rushed, or it's totally rude. When the adjectives come out, there's emotion going on in this issue. And that's when there is buried treasure. But don't mistake the emotion for the treasure. It's not the same thing. It's simply the clues and the breadcrumb trail to go looking for the treasure. And the treasure comes at the third level that you're listening for. You are listening for what are their values? What are their beliefs? What are they protecting? How are they motivated? So when you can get to the fact that, feeling rushed was all about they're really worried about not delivering and not being shown to be competent. Well, okay, that's something real. And what you have to do is not fight over, what the date of the deadline was or how many tasks are included in the project. It's to go right to what would it take to feel confident that we're on a path we can deliver? Are there other resources that would be helpful, that would make you feel more confident? The fight is actually about the value and the belief and how whatever is being discussed is interrupting that or making it feel like it is vulnerable to attack. That's where the goodness is going to happen. That's where you're going to understand what the fight is about. And that's how you're going to resolve the issue. So listening more effectively and to different things is an absolute requirement of getting better at productive conflict. So first, sure, there's facts and information. Take in what you need to, but be watching for those breadcrumb trails of emotions, that things are getting heated. That tells you there is treasure that they feel is not safe. Go listening for that. What are they telling you? And you're going to probably have to ask a few questions and probe and give them a big blank canvas. How are you imagining this? How do you think this is going to play out? What do you see as the biggest risks in this situation? What are the criteria you would use to make this call? Big questions like that are going to help you to understand, all right, where's the treasure? So stop listening to facts and information. All you're doing is staring into a brick wall. Instead, start following behind the trail to the treasure. All right, that is a key piece of the puzzle. I want you to remember that when we're talking about conflict, when we're getting into these things, that conflict is a necessary and can be a very healthy thing on teams. take a look at this video to help you differentiate between what's healthy conflict and what's unhealthy conflict.